Hi everyone, it's Crystal. I am a little quiet right now. It's 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep, so I figured might as well just work in my studio for a bit. So, one of the things I'm going to be working on today is creating a nail foil pendant. One of the things that I buy a ton of bezels on Amazon. And I had these bezels that had these weird things in the back. So when you put them down flat on something, you actually can't, they won't sit flat. So I actually saw somebody on YouTube using these foam blocks that they use for floral work. And all you do is you take your bezel and you make a little hole and everything will stay flat. So we're going to start with this. One of the things that I like to do when I'm working with, you can see that this is a little bit sheer here in some spots. So we might actually put down a colored background on this one. So we'll actually go with, I think we'll do white in the background. So we're going to start with one layer of our Let's Resin UV white. And we'll put this down. Now, I am by no means an expert on any of this, so if I make any mistakes, expect that to be the normal for me. And I have been playing a little bit with the nail foils, but what I find is that when I start working with them, a lot of times the foil will not stay where I want it to. So I'll show you what happens if that happens, what I do. So we have our layer of white down, and we're going to cure this for 90 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, we're back. We've cured this for 90 seconds, and the next step is to apply the nail foil glue. So I'm using this Beetles brand, which I bought off of Amazon, like everything else I buy. This is required to apply the nail foil. So we're going to do a layer of this over the white. And anywhere you apply this, you will possibly have the nail foil sticking. So you want to try to make sure that you're going right up to the edge of the bezel, but not all the way on the bezel. So we'll do that. I think that's good. And it says to to cure this for 90 to 120 seconds. So we're just going to go a little bit over 90 seconds and see what that does. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We did about 105 seconds on this. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to apply the nail foil. You can see I've already actually used this one. So when you're applying this, there's two sides. You're going to want to apply the side that looks like the front facing you. So this one here, you can see it's not shiny on the back, but this side has the gold on the front. So we're going to apply it with the front facing us. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this down on top of the bezel. And I actually have some of these rubber spatulas that I got with a kit of silicone cups that I use for mixing mica powder or different things with my resin. And I'm going to use that, and I'm going to push down on the nail foil with this. You do want to apply some pressure. You need that pressure to get the foil to stick. And as I said before, I am not always successful with this. And there are times where I have to go back over my work and you'll see like 2 flowers in the same spot because I've applied the nail foil. So I'm really pushing down on this. And then the other thing I do is I will take a small dotting tool and I'll get in all of these crevices here where the bezel meets the resin. Just to try to get that to stick. And I'm going to really push down on this. And I'm not feeling too confident that this is going to stick right now, so we will see. Let's give it one more push, and we will go and pull up. And it stuck. Wow, I am very surprised. So that is impressive. I've never actually had that happen, so that's cool. Sometimes what I'll do if I have like big pieces that didn't stick is I will just apply some more of the nail foil glue and cure it, and then press down in other little spots. I do that with some of my smaller pieces, and what ends up happening is it looks almost like stones, which is really cool. So the next step is to start the doming process. So we're going to cover this with a layer of high viscosity resin. I'm using the J. Diction high viscosity. And we're just going to go over this whole thing. We do have a little spot right there where we don't have any foil, but I'm not too concerned. And we're going to go over this with our high viscosity resin. Some little ripples here. What I noticed when I was putting down the foil glue was that it was a little wrinkly looking towards the bottom of my bezel here, and you can actually see that through the foil, but I'm hoping that once we dome it, you won't see it as much. Okay, and we'll just give this a really quick torch. And we will cure for another 90 seconds and see what it looks like. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. Here you can see we have a small dome here, which actually looks really good. I think I might keep it at this height. One of the things I like to do now, I do tend to put a lot of charms on my jewelry. And what we can do is actually cover up some of the pieces of the foil, like you can see here where it didn't cover, and here where it still does look a little wrinkly on the bottom there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some charms that we have and we're going to apply these to the jewelry. I tend to buy bulk charms from Amazon. Of course, I'm always on Amazon. And these are charms that you would add to like a bracelet or a necklace, but they all have these little hoops here. So what I do is I actually use my, I have some metal cutters here. And what I'll do is I'll actually cut, because I want this to look like it has a little antenna, I'm going to cut off just the tip of this, and we'll see what that looks like. That looks pretty good. And what you can do is if you have some sharp edges, you can use a nail file. I don't think I have a nail file near me, but you can use a nail file to sand these down if you want. I will be right back. I'm going to look for my nail file. Okay, I'm back. So I'm just going to file the edges of these little antenna, just so they're not super sharp. And on this, you see that it is a different color, but it doesn't matter. If you really want to, you could get a marker and just cover that. So we'll do the same thing with this one here. We'll just cut the tip off. And when you're doing this, you really want to wear some glasses, because sometimes these pieces will fly up at you. I've had that happen, but thankfully I was wearing some glasses because I'm old and I can't see well. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I just bought some of this J. Diction High Gloss UV resin. I haven't used it yet, so we're going to use it together, and I'm going to apply a thin layer of this. Maybe a little bit more. And we're going to use our dotting tool to spread this out. And this isn't the high viscosity, so it does flow a lot faster. As to whether or not it's glossier looking, I guess we'll find out. So we'll bring this all the way to the edges. Perfect. And then I'm going to torch this. Just get those bubbles off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my moths. So I'm going to turn this just so I can see where I want to put these. I want to put this guy here. And I think I want to put this guy here. And they kind of turn on their own too, but that's cool. So I'm going to cure this for 90 seconds and we will be right back. Okay, we're back. I'm going to take a quick peek at this and see what it looks like. I'm not sure if I would say this is super high gloss. It is glossy, but I don't know if it's any different than anything else. I would actually have to compare something that looked exactly the same with a different resin. But overall, I really like how this looks. So we're going to cure it for another 2 minutes and let it completely cure. And we will be right back. Okay, everyone, we're back. So let's take a look. Here is our finished piece. You can see that over here where the moths are attached, we do have a little bit of the resin built up. You could always go in and add a little bit more resin around. You could smooth that out a bit, but it actually, on this, it doesn't look that bad. I have had pieces that were much worse. So overall, I think this is a really cute piece. Definitely something I'm sure somebody would enjoy. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any other videos that you would like me to make. Feel free to subscribe, like, and share. I do appreciate your support, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.